I'm the beach, you're the bikini, the remote control, you're the TV, DVD player, I'm the CD. I can see us closer than 3D. Girl, your love is sweeter than kiwi. I can be your Adam, you can be Eve. I'm gonna bite that apple, believe me. I've been searching hard for your love, like a miner digging for gold. And if haters were the ocean, we would stay afloat with the boats. And if you were 4 tires, I would let you ride on my road. If I were your stripper pole, would you work me until I'm rusty and old?
Oh yeah, right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Yeah. Baby, I won't leave your side. Right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Yeah. Baby, I won't leave your side.
Angel face with angel eyes, you must be heaven sent. Our hearts had a collision and it, mind you, left a dent. This love is meant to happen, girl, it's not an accident. So if you give me your heart, I promise I will represent. You're my pieces, I'm your puzzle. You're my rain, I'm your puddles. You're my teddy bear like Snuggles. If it's team us, let's huddle. We can be strength in life struggles. You're my red nose with no muzzle. I can be the product, you can be the dollars. Girl, let's orchestrate this hustle.
Oh yeah, right. Girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Yeah. Baby, I won't leave your side. Right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Yeah. Baby, I won't leave your side.
If I am directions, you would be the destination. If I were an employer, would you choose my occupation? I must be a shovel, cause I'm digging you penetration. Girl, your love's got a hold on me like procrastination. If I were your telescope, you'd be my shining star. Beautiful, it's a crime, I'm arresting you like the law. My love is your parking garage, girl.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that Sendwave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download Sendwave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. Sendwave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Good morning, and it's a pleasant good morning on a Friday edition of the Costa Morning Show, live from Pennsylvania, USA. My name is Dalano Collins, and I will be joined on the show by my guy who is the co-host, Buaka Kamara, and at control is George Gué. We want to welcome all of you, our friends who take up time to listen to the show this morning. We want to welcome you to another fascinating edition of the candidates have cleared to contest the Liberian presidency. So we'll be looking into that. And also, Mr. Alexander Cummings has finally breaking silence, Buaka Kamara, over the house in Cinco. You know, that commercial property, people thought that property was owned by a Lebanese, frame or so. But Cummings have said that he been moved in that property since 2016. And the reason why he built that commercial condominium is basically to say, well, one could say, Cummings, you could go and build yourself a house with no stress. But he built it there basically for economic reasons, to support the Cummings Foundation. Why is in Monrovia, so he has some level of residual income So Cummins are breaking silence that he actually owned the property, in Cinco. So those are tons of things we're looking at. I don't know whether you have anything to add just before I read the article.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing much to add up. Like you said, let me say good morning to everybody. And yeah, the list number 18 is our minute to
Number
relegation.
two, number 18.
But it's good to be here with you the morning, Darlington. And before we go, I want to wish somebody a happy birthday. My friend and sister there in Delaware, Matoko. She's celebrating her birthday on today. Let me say happy birthday to you as you celebrate. Darlington is all yours.
Yeah, thank you. President George, so there's an editorial I'm reading from Care News, School FM. President George Weah mortgaging Liberia media interests. The president meet media executives ahead of the campaign. Why? As per usual, the Liberia is once again at a critical juncture in compounding the situation as the country heads towards a much publicized 2023 presidential and legislative elections. Is more by social media managers and mortgage their respective outlet by the ruling establishment. Like in the case of December of last year, President George Mannen Weah will within the next 1 hour hold a special cross discussion with those media managers, newsroom editors, and media and executive mansion reporter at his private residence, Jamaica Resorts at the Rabat International RIA Road in Pinsville, outside Monrovia. Though the meeting will be closed, though, cogent information obtained by Cool FM from officials don't indicate that the president is intent to woo the media on the side of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change during the course of the 2-month campaign period, which kickstart on Saturday, August 5th, 2023. As he seeks re-election for another 6-year mandate, President Weah will be challenged by 18 other contenders in the October 10 elections. As announced by the National Elections Commission, NEC, on Wednesday, those cleared to contest with the Liberian leader include Joseph Nyemambueka of the former ruling Unity Party, Alexander Cummins of the collaborating political parties, and former Labor Minister and ex-president of the Liberian National Bar Association, Councillor T1 Gonglo of the Liberian People's Party, and businessman Seymour Freeman of the Movement of Progressive Change. Others are former Liberian Minister of State with a portfolio, Dr. Clarence Monaba of the Liberian National Union, Jeremiah Wapo of the Vision of Liberia Transformation, Mr. Vivian Va Tuna of the Liberian National Alliance, and businessman Sheikh Kouate of the Liberian First Movement, who contested the most relevant senatorial election in 2011 and in 2017. The rest are former UN diplomat Madam Sarah Besro Yanti of the Liberia Liberation League, Madam Benom Alima of the Independent Dawa and Running Mayor, Madam Beno, and Robert Franz Morris, executive of the Phoenix Services Construction Company, who is also running independent candidate. Alan Arrow Brown of the Liberia Restoration Party, Mr. Lucini Kamara of ACO, David Eto G.K. Cameron of the Democratic People's Party of Liberia, Alexander N. Colley of the Reformers National Congress, fast forward, Yofi Luther of the Liberia Rebuilders Party, and Joshua Turner of the New Liberia Party. Like in 2017, the candidates are poised to contest the national high seat to show of their hopeful place against Dr. George Gompu of the African Movement of Liberia, tender in his withdrawal on July 22nd. So one of them actually tender in their withdrawal to contest the elections. So, Bwekapa, why do you think the president will want to be meeting with media executive at his private home in Jamaica? What are you hearing in the media? Because you yourself too, you have friends in the media, I'm sure.
It's just about the upcoming election. Mm-hmm. It's not about Mr. Weah want to talk to them about maintaining a peace. It's about soliciting their support for him to be re-elected. And I'm saying that for a fact, let me go on before they hold me in contempt. Let me say happy birthday to Mato Gay. Mato Gay, you are one of our supporters. You just send me a message. I mean, wish you A happy birthday as you celebrate on today. A special one from us here, the Costa Show, to you. So, as I was saying, Darlington, it's all about soliciting their support. And President Weah and this government, like I told you yesterday, they are going to do everything. They are going to reach the length that they can reach to be re-elected. And they see within themselves that, getting the media on our side is the best thing ever that we can do. Who are those that dissemination the information out there? Media executive, those that control the media, the newsroom in Iberia.
Right.
So if you go ahead and engage those media executives, they will now put the pressure on those that are in the newsroom that this is the news that I want coming out of this particular newsroom. It's not for free. He's not calling them there for them to go and marry, make, or for they are so special. They are not. He wanted support. That's why he's doing it, Darlington. And this been happening for a very long time.
I think this is unprecedented in the history of the Liberian media. That the Liberian leader will be holding a closed door meeting with the Fourth Estate. It's very concerning, because when President holds meetings with the press, the press is basically public. So we don't know why would President Weah be meeting with members of the press, and he intends for this to be a closed door meeting at his private home in Jamaica. And it's not going to be any media coverage about what was discussed, but he wants to meet media executives. How do you think this president want to close door?
But then, like I said, that's just it. He want to buy them over to him, and right after that meeting, get ready. There'll be a lot of positive articles coming from various media institutions in Liberia about George Weah. You will see them, but that when this government took over, we saw Philip Brown and a leg of other people. They were against George Manuel Weah. But out of a sudden now, Philip Brown and his hot pepper newspaper,
the hot pepper newspaper now is cold pepper.
Yeah, they no longer talk anything negative about George Weah because he get them over to him, and that's what Weah want to do now to all the media executive, and the opposition sitting there with their hands full a day. They are fighting each other, fighting Costa without having anything to lose. What did Costa get to lose in the election? You fight Costa from now to election day. Costa not get anything to lose. The person that you should be focusing your energy, your time on is the CDC and George Weah. Costa will come, he will make a post. You get distracted, you leave what you are doing and focus on Costa. The time that you're taking to focus on Costa, the CDC and their officials are there canvassing. So the best thing that the Unity Party, the ANC, and others can do, focus your mind on the campaign. As campaign key start tomorrow, please focus your mind. There will be people there to distract you. They will do everything. Like I said, we will do everything to distract you and make you forget your goal. But once your mind is fixed, your mind is fixed on something, forget it. One of our brother always there, attacking Costa, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Costa, they want. I can sit and look. I say, folks within the Unity Party, are they advising this brother on what he's doing? Is not really necessary. This is not what we call him on board for. Yes, you can. I'm not saying that you can bomb off or you can defend Ambassador Wakai.
Right.
But not at the crucial time that you should be focused on changing the minds of the Liberians.
Well, but Baka, everybody want to be vicious now to defend their side. So it's the nature of politics.
Yes, of course. Like I said, I'm not stopping you for defending anybody. I'm not stopping you. But you take 1 week, you take whole week, on one person or on the other person that are now even on the ballot. Somebody that not even said thinking about who become elected or not, that the person is wasting all your energy on. And the folks in Unity Party, they should know that time is fast spent though. That it
Time is
also
fast spent.
the media executive wash up right after that meeting. The articles that will be coming up in Liberia will be too much, and it will be in favor of judgment. And that's what the meeting is all about.
But Bwaka, if I may
Kalibo,
comment on that
welcome,
quickly.
Kalibo.
Thank you, Darlington. How's Philadelphia this morning?
Well, it's getting a little chilly in the evening time now. You know.
Okay, that's
wrap
good.
up quickly, yeah.
Yeah, the humidity is not easy on this side.
You
Bwaka, I listened to you on the hot pepper issue. Hear what I will say, and this is what I've said consistently. I will continue to repeat this. You see, the Unity Party and the CDC have the same. They are reading from the same tea leaf. They're reading from the same template. It was the same thing the Unity Party was doing. They bought all the press in 2011. They bought all the press in 2017 because they have state resources. It's exactly what the CDC is doing here. You know, so I would say the proper movement, the broom movement, we don't have money. We can complain. Our straight don't make headlines because we don't have money to pay the journalists. These guys buy the press. And that's exactly what they're doing. If you're talking about changing mind, Eugene Fagon, a fire minister, Fagon, where is he today? He wants Georgia go like yesterday. Even though he was running with facts and fiction, defending we are and blasting the opposition, today he's a darling of the opposition. That's a mystery of the labyrinth politics. People are here today, they are here on the other side tomorrow. So what Philip Brown is doing is exactly what even regular non-media people do. You know,
Kalibo, the issue at bar here is that this president will be holding a meeting with top media executives at his private home. We know that even the Unity Party before owner Mr. Salif, they met with
Ellen did it.
Our private home?
On our Palava Hall. She here meeting with, go back to the head. A remote Tom camera refused to go to that.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wish I could.
I was very close to Tom Kamara. You can ask the guys at the Democrat.
I said I wish I could lay my hand on an article where she invited, but Mr. Gonglo, elections come with money. So you will not say because the LPP not get money, so they can hire a media institution. That's nobody. You know, when the Unity Party people get money, they spend it. When the CDP people get money, they spend it. So it's left with the LPP. So I mean, y'all look for money too, y'all spend it. They think no competition.
So don't complain about Philip Brand. Don't about hot pepper.
I was asked a question. What you think the media executive are going to Ambassador we are for the meeting?
Let's get to this next talking point. Since we own election matter, Bwaka and Gonglo, the commissioner of the National Elections Commission, Madam David Etta Brown have said on the record that the election is not going to be a biometric process. It's going to be the traditional manual voting because they have released the view of the ballot paper. So what was the essence of this BVR process, you know, biometric registration process, when the people be voting in the same manual way, you know? What do you guys make of that? Do you think you see any level of credibility of what is happening? Or maybe they just wanted to use the biometric process so that they can legitimize who are registering the process? Because we were told that the election was going to be, you know, digital. So why is it, you know, go back? Why are we back to this manual process? You have any information on that?
Darlington here, what I will say. I have very good experience in election matter. I have like 3 different experiences in supervising, monitoring, and conducting elections. So here, what is happening here? If you remember, opposition parties have argued and called for what? The editing of the voter roll. The VRR, right?
Right.
They've argued, they've even called ECOWAS to come in to edit that.
So what NEC decided to do this time was to discard that old registration from 2012, 2011, or 2017, to discard it and have a fresh registration that is digital, that is computerized, so that you can easily go in computer and edit. You can easily search and even find the duplicate names, the duplicate numbers, and what have you. That's all it was about. But they're going to use our listing now and do a manual voting. Yeah. Because we haven't reached that level. This is the first step. So I'm sure the next election might go digital.
Okay. Thank you. And I think
even at that, I would say doubt it requires millions of dollars to do that.
I think that's a fair point to make. And
I'm not sure Liberia is prepared.
Not just with ECOWAS, I think it is the position of the Supreme Court of Liberia, with the cleaning of the voter registration, as outlined in the Liberty Party case, was it the National Election Commission by Councillor Bromsky. I think that's a fair point to make. But what do you make of it? I mean, y'all be voting manually.
Yeah, it just like it was just an introduction of certain part of that particular biometric. Most especially like Bibelo Gongolo said, that aspect where we can register so they can know the numbers. That's it. But this manual it just serving as a warning again to everybody that you need to protect your vote. Please protect your vote. Put somebody out there to represent you that is in your interest.
And please pay a pool watchers to get a result.
That's what I'm saying, yo. When I'm saying somebody, I'm talking about pool washers. The pool washer, like you were saying, Nane, they shouldn't be easily influenced. Because if they are influenced, forget it. Our brother there, they made them waiting to spend the money. They made them do anything to win the election. So the person that you'll be putting to that particular polling station, there should be somebody that is loyal to your party, loyal to your candidate, loyal to themselves, and say, yes, I want this change. That's the person that you should place at your polling center. Because the numbers will be coming from there, and some people want to change things around because it's not going their way. And your pool washer that will be there will be the one representing you. If their eyes are not open, if they are not there to be your eyes on the ground, forget it. Your vote will be tampered with. So all the noise that we're making around here, I will win, the person will win. That's a particular thing that you know whether you will win or you will not win. So a hint to a wise is quite sufficient. When you do a good, it's for your own interest. If you don't do a good, that's a business. That's all I can say, Darlington.
My man, Boyka, take it over, my man. I was just starting the show. I will go over my line if you want to continue. But just take it over.
If I may add this, Boyka, yesterday, I didn't end the show because of whatever happening here with my network. The two guys talk about Councillor Gongo visit to different political parties, including the CDC.
Yeah, I checked in on it once. But the day that he did it, the next day I talk about it. So
you want to talk about that? You want to talk about that, Calibo?
No, I'm just reminding because I wanted to engage the public opinion. What was the public reaction? Our listener reaction to that, because what he did was unprecedented for an opposition leader to take upon himself most of the major political parties calling for a debate on the issues in an atmosphere and in a manner that retains and restore relationship beyond the election, that restore peace and progress, that maintains peace, so that we have an election that we're not going to be fighting each other. And this is the message he took to the political party, including CDC. And interestingly, when they met at the neck, he told me the story. President Weah saw and said, "Oh, that was great. You went to CDC headquarters. Come, let's take a picture together." You show a leadership on this one. So you see the picture with he and President Weah holding the broom together. Waka, you seen that picture? He and President Weah holding the broom together. President Weah held the broom. He said it was a great move that you went to CDC headquarters. So you want the UP, you want the CDC, you want the ANC, you want the LANU, and many others. He said, look, let's talk on issues. Let us forget about personal attacks, the personal issue. This person is that. Let's go to the issue.
So, Kalibo, I mean, what is your own personal perspective? Do you think that move by Councillor Gonglo by visiting political party headquarters, you think that was strategic?
Yes, I think he showed leadership and patriotism on this. Mm-hmm. Because consistently, Darlington, if you monitor, he's consistently said that, look, I want to have I want us to maintain our relationship and discuss national issues. So there was a time he was at the Atai Center and he saw people arguing and he stopped them. In a way, they were personal, like almost going to fight. Interestingly, there was one sedition and one UPist, and he stopped them. He remained right there. According to him, he called Modba Modu and said, Modba Modu, come here. And to Modba Modu credit, he drove to Sempe, to the Atai Center. And they sat together and said, you see, Modba Modu sitting right here. He's the chairman of a party I'm trying to unseat. You guys should not be fighting, or you should not argue in a way, pointing fingers at each other. Let's do it based on the issue. So it was from that experience. He said, I need to talk to the political party leaders.
I have a different perspective about this. You know, I know Councillor
About going to UP headquarters?
No. It's not about his visit. You know, when I saw the picture with Councillor Gonglo and Joria touching the broom, I said, but why?
I don't know who was actually that person in the middle.
I don't know. Yeah, but I said, but why would President we are even touching the broom? Can you imagine?
The broom wants to sweeping.
President we want the broom to visit the executive.
I think the broom is getting popular.
Okay.
What somebody said was that President Weah is stopping Councillor Gongo from sweeping the corruption in the country. So
if you look at the picture, President Weah is actually holding the how we call it the muff of the broom. You know the broom in the tradition to get a nose. The back end. President Weah holding the front part. So is he stopping?
You want the broom to open? You want the broom to open?
So why are you holding the broom?
Yeah, but for my end, it's just showing to we the youthful generation that politics is not about enemyship.
It's really nice. It's really nice.
In fact, he used that word Baka is using.
Yeah. Politics is not about enemyship. When you see our brothers going down on politicians because of their candidate, that's how that it shouldn't be like that. So that was just an indication, just sending a message to us, the young generation, that there is life after politics. Let's not we can canvas for our candidate, but let's not go personal on them and make things look like we are into beef, we are into war.
Right.
That's what his visitation indicate to me. And we Liberians, we should follow that footstep and let go about all the holding and pulling. Once it's coming by your party,
I agree with you, Baka. I agree with you, Baka.
And saying Baka is talking about politics, you know, should not just be about enemyship. I think that can probably lead us to this stupid rumor and propaganda. Look, it's okay. If Henry Costa is not supporting your side, go ahead and go and campaign to the Liberian people. There are people who are supporting your side. Henry Costa is not more Liberian than them. So why make this thing about a Costa show? That people will just be so vicious in cultivating all kinds of lies. In fact, some of the lies, they're very stupid. Mama, yesterday I was at work. I kept on getting calls upon calls. Oh, Mama, didn't you hear about Costa visa denial? Well, your initial reaction.
But let me just say this, that I was with Costa throughout when I left the show.
Right.
I was Costa throughout. So I don't know what time Costa
was trying to go to Mali or Guinea in the denying or what?
No, but they never been to the house from the morning till the night. So I don't know when he left the house.
They can deny any visa. I'm only asking because I know even you want to go to Mali or Guinea, it's in the ECOWAS region, you don't need visa. So was he trying to go to South Africa that they denying visa?
But no, maybe you're going Sierra Leone. This time around, you're going Sierra Leone to pass through Sierra Leone, Bolo, go America.
They denying visa to Sierra Leone.
Yeah, they said visa they did not Costa.
It's very, look, listen, please. If you want to disagree with Costa too, can see a lot of things about you in opposition. If you want to speak about some of the things Costa said, do so. Respond to it in similar way. But to just make up this kind of vicious lie to say, oh, Costa was denied visa. You know, Boyka, you know what? What does that signify to me? I think you probably can remember. Around the time President Donald Trump took over, and there was this thing about from the American government that people who were undocumented was going to America are going to take action in sending them back home. And it's not fun, Kalibo. You start to see Liberians. They were posting all on social media.
Yeah.
When is John Brown coming home? Then they will post pictures with people with bono on their head. Talent is waiting for you to It tells me I've really felt bad about the nature of our society. That people will want their compatriots to go home with nothing and go to RIA. They will be posting pictures. Oh, Trump will send a person back. The other person coming back. What is that? Henry Costa had passed going to the U.S. embassy for visa. Say y'all won't know. He no more go to the embassy for visa. He don't need to go to the embassy for visa. And he owe you no explanation about how he comes to America, what he's doing here, what he's doing in Liberia. In the typical Liberia Mensaki, you go to Liberia Kalibo for over 2 months, that means they deport you. You go to Liberia just for 2 months. They will pay all that argument in the around. Oh, you know, he can't go back. They deny. What's that, man? So when I read it, when I saw it yesterday on social media, I said, "But to where? To Guinea or to Sierra Leone that they denying visa? The man is in his country, so they make him live in Liberia for as long as he want to live in Liberia. Politics should not divide us. In fact, even some of the people who I look at them, right? Some of the people who were very Costa close friends. It's okay for you to not be on the same political boat. But to put mutilated photos of him, you know what kind of picture they get with Costa a former, probably a teenage year, they post all kind of pictures. You don't do that. You crop picture of dog pooping on smiley head, then you post it. It don't say anything about Costa. It say much about the kind of person you are.
About you. It say about you who posting that.
Costa on the issues. If Costa is saying you are ungrateful, explain to him how the Henry Costa man is ungrateful. If Henry Costa say unkind things to your political leader and you believe that is lie, respond to Costa in similar way. And let me say this. I see my friend Martin Colley, and I'll say this. If somebody want to tag this portion and send it to him, send it to him. The reason why Kalibo, I try as much as I can. Martin Colley and I, we far more than just friends, we brothers. We grew up together. So in my politics, I don't inherit battles. I don't take it personal to attack people who attack close friends of mine. My enemies are not your enemies, right? Neither of my friends are your friends. But for elements in the Unity Party to push Martin Colley to say he would take Henry Costa to court about a GoFundMe situation in America and a U.S. lawyer will reign. No, Brother Colley, let me just inform you that anybody in America can take an action. Whether you have standing to sue, that will be another legal question to answer by the courts. Anybody can raise anything. Anybody can raise alarm to the DOJ. Anybody can write the FBI, because one of the essence of fundamentals of financial crimes is that people can inform the FBI if they believe that there is a suspicious activity going on. And the FBI will investigate. That doesn't make your point valid. But when he was raising that GoFundMe to help, because he didn't say GoFundMe for the Joseph Boyka Foundation and other people. When he raised money for this thing, GoFundMe, you didn't take it upon yourself to call for audit. Now that he said he's not supporting your side, you're grateful, and now you want to audit. To me, it's that you are witch hunting and going after him. Everyone, because first of all, that's why they're asking for.
Darlington, it shows when they have power. Darlington,
you can do that.
Darlington, let me come here. It shows when they have power. That's exactly what they will do to their opponent.
You can do that. You be going.
That's what it shows.
Going after people. The people who have been supporting Costa will GoFundMe. If they want accountability issue, let them engage Costa on the issues. People, a lot of people here have sued Costa. You can tell people a lawsuit. In America, I mean when you call police, I mean like you right. In Anna, bro, when I carry burger to slave with depot, then once I can register my case, that means the burger going Isa. This is the US. Anybody know? And the FBI, the State Department, they got a website where people can file information and file a report for people to come and investigate all kinds of things. So politics should not be violent. We can debate on the issues, but one thing we should not do, we should not sway the conversation about people lying about who get visa denial, about who will go to court. You want to do so, that's it's okay to test the American judiciary system. It's very much okay. But for people to cultivate lies out there, it's very unfortunate and unfair. Costa denied visa. What kind of talk is that?
If I can come in just a bit or Darlington on this matter, you know, the attitude of the Unity Party style or activist, it is just, for me, it's not surprising. This is the behavior of a loser. I mean, a very an unfortunate loser. Because Unity Party lost in 2017, they still have not overcome that. On Spoon Network the other day, Mo Ali sat right there because I asked Madala Cooper a question. Mo Ali said to me, Kalabu Gongo is a doorman. That was Mo Ali respond to me. You know, this guy sitting down talking, who studied mathematics and statistics. He said, I'm nothing. He said, I'm not smart. I just ignored him. Okay. On the issue of Costa, I read at Darlington, I just decided to even ignore that. Because when I read that, this is exactly what the Unity Party people do. Anyone who disagrees with them on the issue, not even their personal life, but just on the issue, they think that your brain should be dead. Why this is so straight and simple logic, why you can't understand it. They are the only one who have the beginning of logic and the end of logic, which is not true because we know many of them records. We work in government with some of them. We sat in meeting with some of them. We know their governing records. Okay? None of them can match Costa on the debate stage. None of them can match Costa on the issue. Costa can adequately defend himself against the UP people. I can tell anybody that for free. And they know it. If Costa returns to this show, he can take them down one by one. And the only reaction they will have, me again listen to Costa anymore, right? Because they will have nothing to say back to that young man. On visa issue, they are not informed, they never live in America, or they never went through immigration process. You can even ask the immigration and say, I'm going to live away for 2 years. They can give you that waiver. You live away for 2 years. You don't even go to the United States. And after the 2 years, the period they gave you before it ends, just go by. They don't even understand that. Because the man is here. They don't even know what happened. There is a reason why Costa did not even attend the meeting in Ghana. Because I know what happened, why he didn't go. Okay? They don't know all that stuff. And they just write anything. Costa does not need visa to go to the US. So let me tell you guys who talking. He doesn't need that. I don't have to say anything more than that, but he does not need that. He's far beyond that. Okay? So if that you're worried, and if that issue you have, then Costa has warned you. Okay? So go sleep. Because he doesn't need a visa. Costa does not need that. I mean,
yeah, when I made a memo, can chip in the money, or when a man can chip in again, be serious.
Oh, yeah. No, because I mean, why are they making all this?
Just chip in, there will be serious problem again.
The point Braga was making.
Let me ask them, what are they denying visa to Guinea?
Yeah, the point Braga was making this morning. Costa is now on the ballot. See the foolishness they did. Their man was in Minnesota having a major event. I don't know that wedding or whatever on a weekend.
Right.
They went after Costa, and Costa made one post. You know what? They buried their man story, and they were after Costa the whole weekend. Costa and Tiala. Mm-hmm. I was sitting there looking and saying, but these guys, when they make their post, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 people read. When Costa make his post, 20,000 plus read. Who is losing here?
And speaking about that post, Kalibo, sorry to
who is losing?
Kalibo,
when a man make one post, more than 20,000 people can read. Let me worry you that,
Kalibo, on the issue of that post. You know, I would say this. Maybe I am reading it wrongly. Maybe my readings of it was totally wrong and out of order, right? But when Costa made that post and said ungrateful Salaman swines with an S, they made it appear as if Costa was insulting Joseph Boyka or referring to Uncle Joe in that manner and form. Costa, in his wildest dream, would never bring such an insult on Mr. Joseph Boyka like that. He would never do that. And I will not even attempt to defend him for using such an advantage on Uncle Joe. But Costa was referring to supporters of Joseph Boyka who are in the Unity Party, who only want to enjoy him when he's supporting them, and the moment he sees things differently, they start to be vicious and go after him. Then he included all of them as ungrateful Salaman swines. That you wearing there with all the things that we have been doing for this event, you don't know. And everything he said, we did this, we did it, he got receipts. And I want people, I said, do not allow us into going to receipt thing. Somebody was talking about the guy recording about Costa blackmailing people. They're just hunting for all recording here, there, yano, this, that. When you expose some of your lawyers to you, they become vulnerable. Costa has supported the time Costa was supporting Joseph Boyka. What was some of you? Some of you were playing laissez-faire. Some of you were in the private sector. So Costa was not referring to Joseph Boyka, and Costa would never refer to Joe Boyka like that. In fact, by the way, I spoke to key family member sources. Uncle Joe might even be reaching out again to Costa, not because of political support, but because in Uncle Joe hearts of hearts, he know at what extent, to what wavelength Henry Costa went all out for him when he needed him the most. Some of you don't know. Maybe some of you can sleep at night. When you become ungrateful to some people, you can sleep sound and peaceful. But you wake up Joseph Boyka from his sleep 3 o'clock in the morning and saying that and asking you to tell you, say, how helpful and strategic that young man relationship to him was. He was not a blackmailer then when he was with you. You can criticize Costa all you can. Debate the issues. Blackmail. People try, oh, you blackmail. And I know one thing about blackmail. Produce all evidence where Costa is extorting money from you to say, oh, if you don't release this, I will release this on you. He had been basically the one funding the Unity Party political activity. So where is there for you to blackmail them about? So he would not refer to Uncle Joe like that. Nobody should pin that narrative that Costa insulted Joe Boyka. Nobody should say that. Oh, he raised money. He was raising money on Joseph Boyka knee, using Joe Boyka knee to raise money. But why Joseph Boyka use their own knee to raise money? Kalibo, if I had that knee recognition, I want money for you, I would just get on the phone for you. I said, Meme Congolo, send me 500. Why must I send Boyka Kamara? Oh, except I'm a Saint Boyka Kamara, except I want to present myself as a saint. Because there are some people like that. So friends, when they are broke and things are tight on them, instead of them coming to ask you direct, Kalibo, they will probably go to your sister and enter Edith and say, Edith, please, and Kalibo sending this. There are some people like that. And those kinds of people, they are very dangerous. You want something from somebody, you go to them direct. Oh, and he was using Joe Boyka to raise money. So why Joseph Boyka use their money?
Darlington, just leave that stuff because you know what? Some of us know some things. You know how much Costa transfer to Joe Boyka every week, every month. We know it.
I think you're host there today. So let's look at the host there today.
Yeah, my man, my cyber Boyka, tell what the show. My man, I'm just saying, politics should not devour us. Costa would never insult Uncle Joe Boyka in that manner and form. But presenting the narrative, oh, the man insult Uncle Joe and call Uncle Joe. No, I don't even want to call it. Well, look, I have had personal interaction with Uncle Joe. I know his admiration for Costa and I know how close they were. In fact, up to today's date, I still can process how both of them, the relationship of two people, it was watertight. In fact, Costa has said on the show that elements in the Unity Party fell uneasy with their proximity. Yeah. In fact, every time they go to Uncle Joe with Garcia about him, Joe Boyka will leave right there and call Costa.
No, Darlington, let me stop you right there. I know a Boyka close ally right there in Philadelphia who expressed to me that even when Boyka is coming to the US, the person who can say, oh, I'm going to New York to receive him, that Costa, I say, I don't even hear from him. it is through Costa that the UP people in the US can even hear that Joe Barker is coming to the US. He can announce it to them. They should be the one announcing it. So they were even angry for that. That why is he taking over control? He has taken control over their leader. So this is how close they were, okay? But on a serious note, on the issue of whatever is going on, I can tell anybody for free. Costa is Henry Costa. He's a human being, just like any other person, okay? All of us have issues.
Right.
If they take that issue the way they're doing it, they are going to be the sole loser. No, none of them can fight Costa on the issue because this man, he's a smart man. He been around Boaga. You don't even know what type of communication both of them have between them. You don't know. You may be shocked one day when you're pushing to the edge. You say, I'm not going down alone. I'm going to show this one to the public. You don't know. Master, I don't know. But I can tell you, you'll leave there your man. He's not on the ballot. You'll go after your man who is on the ballot you're promoting. The usual Fagon.
All right, so my take.
My man, give your take and hold the show, my man.
Yeah, my people, Costa, JMBO, fighting, Unity Party, who, all the thing you're doing, who stand to benefit? George Weah. George Weah stand to benefit if the opposition just continue with what they are doing. This is the time that you let go of people when they already make that decision. Let go of Costa. Make focus on your. You can see JMB will not respond to some of the things because he know where he and Costa pass. They know that they bound the share between them. It exists. So that just the supporters will keep pushing. That's why you even see Costa coming to write on Facebook because some of them want to make it look like they can defend JMB anyhow, anywhere. Who stand to benefit? Nobody but Josh Weah.
Yep.
Josh Weah will be the
more than him.
From what all is going on. So Costa, JMB, United Party people.
Waka, let me end what I was saying right here. Let me end my statement right here. I was saying that I got disconnected.
Quiet, Kalibo, quiet.
Why?
Waka, you sticking?
Kalibo, your line is bad though.
Your line.
He will conclude when he went all of this
in Miami.
Yeah, you see, that's his internet.
That's the beauty of Miami. So,
I know just before I just want to say this, right? We never support Costa and defend Costa when he saw Joseph Boaga. But I don't know for a fact that Costa insulted Uncle Joe. And we never allow that. Liberia is a traditional society. But he was referring to the people in the Unity Party people, some of those staunch people, they don't even want to acknowledge that that campaign was literally dead and Costa resurrected that campaign. That nobody was talking about Unity Party and Joe Boaga. They don't even want to acknowledge that. When they talk about it, they say, oh, they bought arrogant. They bought lying. Was the Unity Party ever active? It wasn't Costa who added life to that party. They want to talk here now. They don't even want to give him his praise. Then when he talk, then they do that and message. But you guys are ungrateful. You know when he saw that Joe Boaga know the relationship both of them share. You didn't start crying more than they bereaved. Both of them share a very close, tight relationship. And Uncle Joe knows that.
All right, so folks, we thought it wise to chip in on that issue about visa denial, blah blah blah. Once again, Costa passed the stage of going for visa at the U.S. Embassy. Let me say this again. Costa passed the stage of going for visa at the U.S. Embassy. Probably when you say Costa was denied visa, probably he was going to one of those West African countries. That's where he got denied visa, or elsewhere, but not America. he passed that stage of going for visa to the embassy. We just thought it wise to bring you that. We'll be opening the phone line shortly. Darlington, is there any other thing that you want to add up before we can open the line?
So our main Alex Cummings is actually, people have criticized Mr. Cummings, and I think that has been unfair to him to an extent. Mr. Cummings owned a property that had rise in Cinco. And people say, oh, Alex Cummings don't own anything in Liberia. He has been living there since 2016. And he broke silence and made it public yesterday, because a lot of political people, when they own properties here and there, they will not explain to people about what they have. And he's a private citizen. He don't owe us that explanation. Yes, he's a public official. He can come and inform us about what he has. He's not taking on public office where he got to do asset declaration. But Cummings owned a high-rise building, and he said the reason why he built that condominium is because he wanted to help the Cummings Foundation, as a form of residual income. So Mr. Cummings owned a property. So people who have criticized him over the years that he's renting in Liberia, that's not true. Yesterday, he broke silence with the press that he actually owned a property. And I think that's something remarkable that we should acknowledge, from Mr. Cummings, that we didn't even know that he had that.
Yeah. So we just told you, the ANC people, then Mr. CPP people, then, but the issue about the listing coming up. Yeah, the listing coming up. We say the CDC people, then the present relegation zone. But because they say CDC this year making CDC 18 years since the party was funded. So the president at number 18. So it means that
it been 18 years.
Yeah. That was somebody said.
One thing, when the candidates are long for the people to find you on the ballot paper, it can be out. It can be way down.
So not just
Joseph Boyga is right up top there. So if I know who on number one, you can't have two. And Councilor Gonglo is pretty seated at number 6.
Okay, so this is it. United Party is at number 2. The CPP is at number 4. LPP is at number 6. ACO is at number 7. CDC is at number 18. Once again, let me read it for you. United Party number 2, CPP number 4, LPP number 6, ACO number 7, CDC number 8. We just thought it wise to let you know. We'll open the phone lines 0770-102-102-86, 010383 555-102-102. You can call us on the WhatsApp number, that's +231 888 624171, and be a part of the discussion this morning. That will take Frank Gibson on this line. Frank, good morning and welcome to the Costa Show.
Good morning, Boakai, or it's good afternoon on side. Good morning, and good morning to the people of Liberia. Sorry for the quality of my voice, man. I was in the gym. Frank Gibson, I call from Paris.
Okay, you're live.
Yeah, I just want to speak on one issue or two issues quickly. The first one, the news of visa denial, it actually came from the Hurricane of Unity Party, was the first to. The first time I saw that post, it was a member of the Unity Party that posted that on Facebook. So we even went back and forth with our exchange. I even said, I don't think Costa need visa to go to the United States. And there was still challenges in that. On the issue of Cummings having property in Liberia, I would say that Darlington was just trying to dwell on that. That people who were saying Cummings do not own property in Liberia, they were not saying the truth. I think Henry Costa is one of those people. Henry Costa has said over and over again, Cummings do not have any property in any part of Liberia. He was renting a tiny little apartment in Cinco, and that's the only property he has in Liberia. I think that statement actually came from Henry Costa over and over again on this Costa show. We have to be bold sometimes to say some of those things.
All right.
I think it is sad now. The truth has come. Yes?
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Let's take another person on this line here. Sorry about that. We're trying to put your call through 0770-102-102. I don't know, Mr. Gonglomba. As soon as we go halfway mark of the show, he can just go off. Yeah, we're still taking your calls. Let's take this person. Wow. We miss up on our caller 0770-102-102, 886-010-383, 102-102. If you're in the diaspora, you want to call, the WhatsApp number is +231 888 that's the number that you can call and be a part of the conversation this morning. So we are just few hours away to the much talk about campaign. Yesterday, the CDC had a press conference, and I listened partly to Mayor Jefferson Koji. He was there addressing the media. According to him, there have been this rumors in the air that the CDC will not win a one-turn victory, meaning first round victory rather. They know within themselves that CDC will be victorious just for one round. They're not going no 2 rounds. And those that sitting and folding their hand and now campaigning and making things look like when the result come out, they will get onto the street. They themselves too, they have people that they can defend that their party won. They get people that they can put on the street too. So if you just sit down and fold your hands and now work along with your people to get the votes, but just sit there and fold your hands and say God will come from heaven and make things work for you, it will not be like that. He said a lot of things yesterday. So
Koji, I don't know whether Koji have taken time to even study the numbers. Don't waste our time with wasn't Koji analysis about one round victory. I've said repeatedly on the show that it is not possible in contemporary Liberian political history for one party to deliver a victory. Even when Mr. Weah was extremely in 2005 and 2011, he didn't put one round victory. Like now, where he president and he have performed for 6 years, you will put a one round victory. That's a loose talk from Koji. Don't waste our time, man.
Let's take this person here on the line. Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Good morning, Walker, and good morning to Darlington and your other co-host.
So, my man,
my name is Kelvin.
Kevin, which number are you going for? Which number are you going for?
Well, I just wanted to say something before I can go for the number, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to talk about, Councilor Gonglo going around to the Zero Party headquarters. For me, what he showed is that he showed that when he is elected as president, he's going to unite the country because the country is so much divided. So the kind of men that we are seeing, if the Liberian people are watching very keenly, I think we are going to go and see who is the best person that can unite the country. Because a divided country cannot stay and cannot be developed. So I think what he really presents to our Liberian people is that he is a man who can unite the country. So that's just what I wanted to say, so we can focus on that. So we all can be very careful and see what when we go to the ballot bar, who we can put into that position.
So you're going for Councilor Gonglo number, right? Number 6.
Oh, definitely number 6.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take different person here. +231 888 0770-102-102, 086-010-383, 102-102. We're still taking your course as it is coming in. We talk about Josh. We are meeting with media executive. There should be a wake-up call. Not to Joe Boakai, not only to Joe Boakai, not only to Mr. Kumis, not only to Tiawan Gongolo, not only to Lucini Camara, but the entire opposition bloc. They should serve as a wake-up call. Why is George Weah meeting with media executive at about this time? There should be an eye opener. Let's take this person on the line here. Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome.
I am where I'm calling from Costa Show, specifically LAC.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, I don't want to make comment on what Candidates usually think that there's a likelihood that Charlie Brodsky will take Costa Show. Carrying Brodsky will not take Grandmaster. The reason for which there's a possibility that the ANC will take some votes is because of Bezoga. Nobody escaped in Giant in Grandmaster County. So there's a likelihood that nobody Bezoga will divide the votes, not Shari. Shari guys, nobody knows Shari here. Shari, everything she says here, my path. We are going to do your party. So it's between nobody and Bezoga. In the second round, nobody will take almost all.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's your own part of it. Nobody will take Grand Basso. Let's take this person here. Okay, we mess up on our caller. Yeah, but somebody from the challenge and the CBB can come and say otherwise. Let's take this person. Edward Bobo, welcome. Where you joining us from?
I'm Edward Bobo, calling you from Minnesota, the USA.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Darrington. Thank you also for keeping the show up. This is our show. It is unfortunate to see people going after Costa Bus, making all the impossible statement that you don't even know about the Costa. I mean, when I saw that, in fact, I didn't even read it when I saw that Costa did because I know that it's not even possible. So when I saw it, I just put it down because I know that it's something that now not even true. So it is just unfortunate to see this thing going on. But what I want to rather just say here, Baka, is that when God get on that station, everything is a unit party. No, on the front with Costa, there are so many people that are member of unit party who are Costa supporters. But I have all grouped to Baka camp there that he has really made them to go there, but because he took stay, made them assist that they will not follow him. And so they are saying all of these things. They are not just unit party. So to make it like all a unit party, because when God get on that station, everything a unit party. So actually, it just tell you Baka to conclude. It just tell you the level of the man Labopo have made in this election. That a political leader, you will not control people in this election. You will control some people, but you will not control others. And that is just happening with Mr. Costa. That have made their man, even though he's not supporting Baka now, but some people will agree with him, but everybody will not agree with him. They will all remain behind him. And that is where Liberia are going this time around. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bobo, for calling in from Minnesota. We're still taking your calls, but that's the beauty of democracy, Darrington. My boss and I, the time Costa was supporting Joseph Boakai, he used to ask me every day, "My man, who you supporting?" And I told him I used to be playing blank with him. I don't have a side to support because I see everybody just see 6 and 7. Once we get in the power,
you can be on the fence, my man.
My man, the person that will
on the fence, you people who are on the fence, my man, is very dangerous. I mean, your country is going to a serious election. It's always good to take a side,
No,
I mean, my side, brother, my side is the Gonglo side, number 6. We're going to do all we can to ensure that number 6 pull the victory card. If there are brain poor sense, Mr. Joseph Boakai and Mr. George, we have to run off. I will support Boakai not because I will feel pressure to do it because of people from Unity Party. It will be because of love of country, and that will be the most honorable thing to do. Because I think Boakai will provide responsible leadership than George Weah. So I will not play neutral.
For me, I'll play my neutrality role. Let's take this person. Same.
Neutral role. Take a side, Boakai.
Good morning. Welcome.
Oh, somebody say you have a side, boy.
Yeah.
Side.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you, Boakai?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm called right, Boakai. Look, Boakai, I'm intending to register as Liberia Betterment Party. Will you be my running mate?
They're not accepting candidates now. Y'all gotta wait for 2029.
Since you don't have any party,
you want for me to be a running mate?
Yeah, since you don't have any party.
Okay, we'll discuss that after the election.
Okay. Look, nice to see you guys, my colleagues. Let me just quickly say something about Costa. Yeah, the point is that Costa is a voice in Liberia, and internationally they know him. I'm trained by the BBC. Trust me, he doesn't have to impress anybody. Now, let me tell you another thing. There was a scandal about Costa's sexuality by one Australian talk show. And that week, George Weah called Costa. Costa knows the type of relations he has with all the individual political leaders. So I don't have problem that people will just leave that guy alone, man. You understand what I'm saying? The point is this: we should talk about the issue that affect Liberia. And I think that's why I told you the other time, Boaka, that Congo came out, right? Outstandingly dealing with those issues. That's why when you ask me, because I don't belong to any party, that Sam, which one do you recommend? I said Congo, because the guys speak about the issue. Even the war crime court. He said, look, because nobody wants to endorse the war crime court, Liberia should have a referendum where the Liberia people will have the right to vote whether they want war crime court. And that is democratic, because we do the same thing here in England. We voted to come out of the EU because politicians couldn't decide. So I think the point is that people should base their whole argument upon issues rather than personality or popularity.
Okay. Thank you so much. And let me say this. You don't get me wrong. Don't say I get my voting card or not vote. On that day, I'll go in vote. I'll go vote. Don't say I will stay home or no, I will vote. I will vote, and I know the person that I'm voting for. But the election, they play the election with Nana. We're just sitting back and looking at everybody. We're looking at you're the politician there. You're my brother Darlington, Nana, they make it go Nana for Mr. Gonglo to become
Absolutely.
the president.
Man, why should I go all out for Councillor Gonglo when he provide the better policy prescription now for our country? Yeah, I'll go all out, my man.
Yeah, but that's it. That's it, right. On election day, I will vote. Let's take some more calls here on 0770-102-102. 86010383. Let's take this person here. Good morning. Your name is
good morning, brother.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, I'm Timothy Smith calling from Grand Bassa.
Welcome.
No, brother, let me tell you, thank you for welcoming on your show. But let me be very frank with you, nobody here Costa around here. Yeah, for we the Liberian people right now, I don't know what I talk about what coach is saying here. Let's start today. We making the decision of Waka, just stay away. And this is my opinion. We're looking at your politicians. Yeah, for the Costa radio clearance, the job we are closed down. Yeah, for the three missing boys, for the auditors. We are not fair. We are causing each other here. What is job? We are not told us about energy saving when you put pay on. But we said no. We're scared for our country. So today, if you're telling all Costa, you're not selling with oil tomorrow you want, or you think we'll sell with you? No. And I hate you. But I tell you, if you're a leader, you want to listen to the people. You have opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But we are telling you right now, there is nothing you can tell with the people of Bogana calling you. So what? Element there. But I tell support the thing because a Bogana bring door, we want more jobs. We have, I would say. There's a father who been protesting. We say that if Joseph Bogana bring doors, we will vote for him. So I say with the people, I cannot fight the voice of the people. Okay. So we are saying you got to share with us because we're for you, brother. We don't hate you. We don't hate you, but for when we're saying here right now, Joseph Bogana they having stroke. Joseph Bogana they dying. So we will make it president and we'll go from village to village. We are in it with peace.
Okay.
We're democratic coaches. We challenge coaches. The vote of the people is the voice of the people. We mark our vote, brother. We protect the vote with our left, with our blood, with our sweat. We go for every decision, brother. We'll be very peaceful. But let us work together. Costa is our picking. We support him. We still support him. And we say, my Costa, no, I can go for the so-called gray. I can be in the graveyard. The need for graveyard. Costa, no, I say watching him. And we still support him, but then you do the rest thing. But we say, Costa, and Costa, we want to pick it, Papa. You understand with us, because tomorrow we need you. We don't hate you. My picking, I hate you. Yeah.
Listen to that.
I like the fire in your belly, my man.
Yeah, I don't hate Costa, man. When you have people. You say, in the trust that I bring the country Costa, the trust
Okay.
If you're not staying with never the job,
you're a very nice man.
yeah, literally.
Okay. Yeah, Darlington, say something. Darlington, you want to come in?
Easy that money, but I beg you. And
Take
it easy, Ochimo, take it easy, my man.
He won't bother for my man. Wait for
Sorry, in grandpa's there.
Yeah, my man, look, let me tell you, we are one people, man. And I have anything for me, I can't even have nobody. But right now, when the country reach by the skin, my brother, it's not easy. For all can go in the village and team, it's not easy. Because as a young man, I'm proud of him, whatsoever we do, no politics. Now I'm going to talk, we'll cause him, we'll talk about happening, then we hear Costa. No. We can't do that. And then when I see what's more, talking about you get called back, and we'll tell you get there. We have to remove President Weah because the foundation is cracked. Even the drugs, me, I tell you, I will be taking Kush with me. When drugs have been bringing drugs, our children here, we're born in children. We want to very important education. Where the joke then we're 12 years old, 13 years old walking, they cannot come.
They pass a boy ready to fire them. Somebody, all right now, it's glad be so.
Yeah, let's take another person here on the line. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, back a long time. Welcome, man.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, where joining us from?
I'm Barry. I'm calling from New York. I'm back. The West time this election for GMB will be in Liberia. We will observe the election. We'll be in Pool Russia. We'll be the part of the IT team. Liberia need a rescue this time. We need GMB. No matter, no one will take a Liberia election, man. We stand with GMB, and he's the future of Liberia.
When you come in, Liberia, when you come in?
Soon, I'll be the customer, man. Soon, I'll meet you. I know you. I'll meet you. I'll come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want me too.
I'll be there.
I want.
I know you. Costa, my man. I don't say on Costa. Like Costa make toss on Costa, and Costa don't live on the highway without nowhere to run, man. You know that's the problem. So we don't support GMB. That's the only way to do.
Okay, my brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take some more calls here. This person. Sorry about that.
You'll be in the ID team. The man carrying expertise.
Yeah, they may bring you expertise from the state. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Boakai and Darlington. You see, don't get
your name, sir. Your name. What you calling?
My name is Napoleon. My name is Napoleon Soso. I'm calling from Los Angeles. Don't get credence to Jefferson Coach your PPPA when some of us used to help him to pay his rent. 2011. So don't get credence to Jefferson Kochi. But we will be in Liberia. I have a team that coming to help Mr. Cummings, and I believe that Cummings will win these elections. When you talk about Grand Bassa County, Nyumbli, she just like an Aaron Lay girl in Grand Bassa County now.
My man.
No. Napoleon.
What's man? Napoleon?
Yes.
Napoleon.
Yes.
Don't refer to her in that manner. Speak to
when you on the show, at least you try to respect other people. The first one you said, we know we let it start, but let's try to respect each other. Just how you try, when somebody call a mockery of Mr. Cummings, will not allow it happen on the show. So that's
okay. I will take the Aaron girl back, but she's no longer the political leader of the Lewate party. It's just like you have somebody running around that have no horse to live in. That's the kind of, I'm not a kind of person that is big to say I'm sorry. If I say Aaron Gay and you guys are mad, I'm sorry about it. But I was just trying to say that she's not the political figure of the Grand Bassa County right at this moment. Because what the Grand Bassa people need somebody to represent them. And she's not representing anything. She only taking $30,000 in the Senate just to better her family, not the Grand Bassodians. So nobody should say that she's the face of Grand Bassa County. No, Darrell Dillon is the face of Gunnersville. He's not from Grand Bassa. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. He's the face of Gunnersville.
You got it full of. I got a the man out the face of Moserado. The man out of Moserado Senator.
Yes, now only Gunnersville, not Moserado. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Buckeye. So Kamara calling from Minnesota.
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, but brother, the show was so interesting this morning. Brother, you guys said that they want to talk about Costa, so when Costa is the public security people can talk about him, That's how it's going to be. So for Darlington, yesterday I told some Darlington looking about my with me, Darlington don't get mad, man, and last time I told you, I said, if my puppy were not there, I prefer Gonglo, But right now, because of the puppy, my man, let me be both to you. If you look out for long, that all of people in that rate, Gonglo could be one of the fucking we talk about Kume, elaborate politics. A politician. But like, don't let me go around with one that will know where you stand for. Now, brother, please update me, man. Don't get mad. That politics, we say me one day, like, Baga, they are kind of bro, we say, see, Baga. So I'm just seeing the thing. But Baga, you, I know you say enough for nobody. But I know you are Abu Bakr, you're Nisi. So you must understand that too. I know you're not taking sub when you go there with your card, Nisi there. Don't forget about your Nisi. Oh, my brother.
Okay, thank you so much.
The minimum remind Baga boy Nisi.
Let's take some more calls here. +231 888. Moses Momolu. Those watching us from YouTube, we have Moses Momolu, Alfred Gino, and that's Miata Brisbane. Yeah, then the other one is say T for real. Those that we have closely about 300 persons following us through YouTube. Let me just acknowledge some of them. We're still taking your course. Yeah, 0770-102-102-86 010383. If you're in the diaspora, and the WhatsApp number is +231 888 +231 888 62417. So keep your calls coming in, and you will be live. Some people say tradition will hold me also. I forced to.
I think what you're saying, Boyka, I think sometimes sentiment has a way of holding people heart. When you walk across the room and you meet another Darlington, you say, "Oh, you're Darlington." There's a different click, right? So again, so probably people see that you were supported by my man.
Okay, so no, let me tell you this, Darlington. Here is where what really happening. When Costa and I were on the show, by that time Costa took years to propagate the message of JMB.
Right.
Costa sold JMB to the people until the people buy JMB. So now we're just few months to the election. If there's any other person that Costa can put forth now, the timing will not be good. You understand? We just few months to the election. So all the messages that Costa have been pushing, they have resonated with the people. So their mind just fixed now that there's the person that Costa brought forth to all. He told all the positive news about this person. He said the person could make the change, the person could do this and do that. So it's Costa backing off. Like I said, when I was on the show, but at that time or now, I think he said I was supporting JMB. But the problem are there, his message resonated with the people, and the people are living to what he preached to them previously. And there is the option are there now. To sell those options now from now to election, it will be difficult. I'm not saying Mr. Gonglo is not a good man, no. But to sell Gonglo from now to election time, that's the problem. I'm not saying Mr. Kumi is a bad man, but Costa wasn't preaching the Kumi's message from day one. So the message that he was preaching to the people, that's why the people bought already, and they are just sitting down with it because they feel to themselves that there is no other option now. Costa told us that this person is the best person. So that's what we are doing now. Because no matter what it is, Joshua, all we want now is for Joshua to leave this power. And the only person that we think...
let me hold you there, right? What Costa sold this person, sold that person, sold Joe Buerka, and the people bought it. And I agree, last night was some of the things you said, right? But let me say to the Liberian people that what Costa sell, Darlington sell, John Brown sell, Peter sell, it is the children's future that is at stake when you go to critical elections. Or whatever decision that will come out of these October elections, Liberians will have to live with it for another 6 years and beyond 6 years. I'm not saying that the people cannot be fixated on what Costa sold to them and what they bought. That's a fair point to make. But the people understand that they too, their livelihood depend on the decision they make. So one could even argue that Costa and Joseph Boyka fell apart basically because of whatever issues they had, personal or national agenda, right? Costa is saying that was not the national agenda that they have been supporting from the onset. So the people must not be cattle into believing traditional political people. Be a talk show host, be a traditional political people, the people must be able to decipher for themselves. If people say that Joseph Boyka the one, let them take their gamble. And you see, Boyka, I can sit in this chair and watch and just laugh. When I bring people say, oh, even when Joseph Boyka in which year, like he will won. Why do you want a president of a country in which year and you expect anything effective? You want an effective leader. How do you expect that such a president to build a viable economy? And you wonder how your country will be? If you say, what are you on bed wrestle? What are you on hospital? You're not doing it to the person you want to go after politically. You are doing it to affect the future of our country. And to be honest, my criticism of Joe Boyka, in fact, all along, when Costa was supporting the Unity Party, I was never supporting Joe Boyka. It took me a very, very long time to even dare to make the decision to say, oh, we'll look at Joseph Boyka way. Some of the reason why some of backpedal from Joe Boyka was not because Costa was not happy with what he and Joseph Boyka were doing. If I am so concerned about Costa feelings, I will not make this commitment to myself, to my conscience, and to God that if Joe Boyka makes it in the second round, I will support him. It is all of my sense of patriotism and love for country. But we must not reduce this election to Joseph Boyka and John Weah. Those are not the only two options we have. There are a lot of people who want to be president. The debate should not just get tailored to Joe Boyka and John Weah. Not happening to other people who want to be. Mr. Cummings is making his case. Mr. Gonglo is making his case. So if people think that the politics is all a popularity context and that the Labrimpo want to reward JMB, or that JMB is not a political manifesto that JMB will carry. What is JMB? Let Joseph Boyka tell us how you want to build this country. What are Costa? Look, political people. And that's why the people tend to not have faith in traditional politicians from time without number. Your livelihood depends on it. When you go to bed, the mothers in the market that send their children to university, they need to ask their children about critical decisions to make in serious elections.
Yeah, so
somebody will sell a candidate and you will buy it. Tomorrow you make poor decision, you will live with the consequences thereof.
Yeah. So
I don't see a possibility of an opposition victory, or especially Joseph Boyka putting the card, is because of his lack of political preparedness and how he intends to govern this opposition. There are a lot of split in the opposition, Boyka. Even when you speak to people who are undecided, the level of division in the opposition, people who are undecided, they have a different perspective to it. So again, it is up to our people. Joseph Boyka is certainly not the devil reincarnate. He's a Liberian citizen. If he wants to be president, it's his right. If the Liberian people gives him the country, we have lived on a West regime. So if we live on an ineffective Joseph Boyka, that will be the nature of the struggle. If the Liberian people want Joseph Boyka to be president, so be it. I hope he wins democratically, and I also hope that he be there to defend his vote, and we shouldn't hear any issue about poor watchers not being paid as was seen in Lofa. Because the elections is not just noise, the election is about facts, and the elections is about the people showing up on election day and voting. Thank you.
Yeah, so Darlington, I am not saying we don't have other political party in the race. That's not my point. And I'm not saying that you should just make up your mind now because somebody tell you to vote, you should vote for the person. My point here is Costa is somebody like can tell you if this thing is red, he can convince you to tell you say this thing is white, and later you can believe it that it is white. That's the type of person, that's the voice that Costa have. And Costa preached the message of JMB for years. In every morning we'll come here. JMB, the best option. The personal person I can unseat Joseph Boakai is JMB. It's JMB. I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about you, Darlington. But some people now, their minds are already fixed. Their minds are already fixed. That the only option that we were having, we having Mr. Kumi. Mr. Kumi was in a race. Mr. Kumi is there. But the messenger, those that preaching the Kumi's message, is Kumi's message resonating with the people? Then the way Costa was preaching JMB message that was resonating with the people? No. So the voice that was behind JMB and preaching the JMB message, the Liberian people bought that message quickly, and now they are settled with that particular message. They are settled with it. So the
you go back to the same thing I was talking. Costa Muff is not law and gospel. When he supports, when he supports a side and convince the people he's supporting that side, it doesn't make the people should not have the sense of discernment to know what is good for the country and what would not be good for the country. If the people want to be listening to, look, somebody say, oh, look, to be honest with you, if Joseph Boakai win the election, it will not take away anything from me. In fact, I will even want you to win over George Weah. He's a better leader than George Weah. But I don't see these elections as being tailored to Boakai and Weah. There are other options who want to be president of our country. Nobody is paying attention to some of the things Councillor Gonglo want to do for that country. They say, oh, Gonglo, he's a good man. What kind of society is that? That the people will say, oh, the men are good men, but he can't live. But they will rather tell you that there is something fundamentally wrong with the country. That the people will say, oh, if Joe Boakai, if he not all he's sick, he not sick, he in wheelchair, he not in wheelchair, and the man won't make president. And you wonder about what kind of country you want to leave for your children? It is unfortunate. I'm not saying that what Costa told the people must be able to reason for themselves. There are leadership issues in the country, Boakai. It's not only with the presidency. Is it Costa who is telling the people who to send to the legislature? Look at the quality of leadership Liberians sent to the legislature. Some of them, most of the compromised individuals in the legislature, everybody doing something, and you expect to have a president who will just come and control the legislature. Look, Boakai, we are not in dictatorship where one president will just do everything. That's why the framers of the Constitution said you have 3 separate branches but yet coordinated branches of government. These very compromised individuals who are in bed with Joseph Boakai, if the Liberian people cannot see some of the most corrupt individuals our country have seen doing business with Joseph Boakai to ask themselves the critical question and say they're only looking at Joseph Boakai, well, they are mistaken. Alex Tyler wants to rescue country and he wants some of us to support that agenda. Then he said, oh, because Costa supported. When Costa was supporting JMB, all of these corrupt elements, were they behind Joseph Boakai? Joseph Boakai is not president of our country. He's making compromises with these people. And you want us to blind our eyes to those unfolding realities? The likes of James Barney of the MPP, who was under now with Joseph Boakai because all of political vengeance, because he and Joel Howard Taylor are fall apart. Alex Tyler, Amazulu Jala. Look at the kind of quality of people who are siphoned Liberian state resources. And you Liberian people take it upon yourself to go after Costa, who has never been in public office. He's never been elected anything in your country. But you take comfort electing thieves, raw people who go to the national legislature and compromise your interest. And say, oh, because he supported Joe Boakai, like the person you want to support. When Costa was supporting, be fair to the conversation. Were all these people with character deficit around Joe Boakai? Was it the Boakai agenda? Was that the Joseph Boakai agenda? When they coined the rescue train, when some of us were supporting them, you had the likes of Jeremiah Kuwombo. Some of the most corrupt elements in the legislature, you bring them all one in new bottles, and you want to ride on the gullibility or the age nature of Joe Boakai and bring it to the public and say that the people will rescue the country. Boakai I see it differently. And we'll continue to inform our people that when we supported Joseph Boakai, it was not the agenda. The people he's in bed with, those were not people that were of us, that we struggle with. You make compromises with some of these corrupt elements, and you want to bring them to us, critical young people, and you expect someone else to be cattle into supporting you? But worst case scenario, even with our criticism to Joseph Boyka, worst case scenario, if he makes it to the second round against George Weah, when we weigh the odds, when we put the CDC on the scale and put Joe Boyka on the scale, we believe that he will be a lesser of an evil. But that doesn't mean that we cannot criticize him. You Liberian people are creating a culture that make your leader exempt from public scrutiny. You don't even want to criticize Joe Boyka because like the old man, I just lead the old man. Nobody will bring that nonsense around me. Uncle Joe is making critical decisions that will affect our life in years to come. But young people, we are not paying attention to that. Politicians, you think the politics of the day is about campaign song? Every day, United Party will be dropping new J&B song. Is that the political agenda? And then when the corrupt elements come to power, you want to be organizing protests and be making the country in chaos. After 176 years, look at the country, Boyka. Is that where our country is supposed to be? So we're putting that J.M. Boyka narrative as if Joseph Boyka have never served in public office. Joseph Boyka was vice president of the country. And people should not play with me because I will go to the past budget year under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf up to now. How much Joseph Boyka have been collecting in his budget for entertainment? You know how much the legislature used to appropriate for Joe Boyka for entertainment? Oh, y'all want to pass a plan now to that?
So you want for the to go to Gonglo on record when you were serving?
Why you need Gonglo on record? Why will you say about Councillor Gonglo? He's a man with unmatched and impeccable character. But I don't play like games here, man.
So
Councillor Timon Gonglo. He's not a saint. He's not a saint, but he's a decent public service leader. Don't compare Gonglo with Joseph Boyka. They are unmatched in terms of character issue. Look at the people Joseph Boyka affiliates with. They say, y'all go bring Gonglo record from Labor Ministry. It will show nothing but an upright and an honest man. The society of Liberia resents honest and decent people. And that is why the country is the way it is. Character liability, character deficit. Some of the same corrupt people will be getting re-elected in the legislature. And you expect that a president will come and wave a magic wand? Boyka, we have a long road to go, my dear brother. We have a very, very long road to go.
Okay, so that's the voice of Darlington. And yeah, Liberian people, like Darlington said, we have a long way to go. We have a few months to the election, just 2 more months, 2 months to a few days to the election. On election day, my people, go ahead and vote your choice. The person that you think that can make that change for you is the person that you should vote for. Yeah, Mama Liberia is all we have. If like Jovia you want, you know that all the things that have been passing through, you think that Jovia can fix the system. The way people say he's been doing it. You vote for Jovia. When you think that Councillor Gonglo, like my brother Darlington was saying, clean character.
Extremely clean character.
Yeah.
If you bring down Gonglo, that will reassess the cards.
Clean character.
Very clean character.
So if you think that Mr. Boyka is that man that have served the Liberian people and have a record of now, taking something away from a government or being corrupt in a system, vote JMB. If you think Mr. Alexander Kumi is the person that can come, he served international institution and he want to bring that change to Liberia, vote Mr. Cummins. Liberians, it's time that we all think and put Liberia first and make that move and say, yes, this is the person that we want. I'm not coercing you to vote anybody. I'm not coercing you. I'm not asking you, but your own mind. If you think that this country, the next 6 years, if we give it to the president, they will make that change for us. Then let's give it to the president.
And so this, in my cautioning to our people, we all love our people. God mean well for this country. I am not more Liberian than those who believe in Joseph Boyka. I just see it differently. And I think my views on seeing Boyka differently should be respected. It's on the issues. I'm not concerned about which soup Boyka cooking in house. Whether his pantry is clean or not, is that my concern? I am reminding you about the facts, about the quality of people he hangs around with. James Emmanuel Nukwe, another corrupt element in the legislature. He picked him as his running mate. Is that a Joseph Boyka judgment that people can trust? Oh, just trust Boyka judgment. Oh, Joseph Boyka is honest. Yes, you cannot point to any public record of corruption about Joseph Boyka. That's true. But who are those people that Boyka go around? Is it that Boyka enjoy using other people here to get it off the frying pan? He don't want to use people here?
Danito, let's take the ANC man. The ANC.
I gotta run for an appointment.
Yeah. All right. Let's take the ANC man. Musa, people Musa, welcome.
Thank you. My ANC man, I'm a CPP man. My ANC on the ballot, CPP on the ballot for correction.
How are you, my man?
I see 6 and 7 back.
Let me see CPP on the ballot. Darlington, thank you very much, and also thank you, Buck, for the show. You guys are doing really well. Darlington, look at the yardstick of honesty. The holiday, they say that for the saying that they leave me air. Look at the argument. They play the man leaving for 43 years. No, this is a joke. Darlington has said everything. We have to be careful about that. I know it's about Baka, but he's still keeping it secret. We have to every power to elect the best person to take the country to the next step. That's not about sitting out with the old man, old lady. You need the ball. You need the old man. No, people are not going to work this time around. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. So, folks, this is how we come to the end. We're going 6 minutes into our time. Even though the calls are coming back to back, but we can't take no more.
Yeah, we can take calls. We gotta go.
Yeah. Join us on Monday. That's when we're back here with another edition of the Costa Show. So, Darlington, we wrap it up for today's edition of the show.
We're wrapping it up, my man. And next week promises to be very much fascinating on the Costa Show. See you Monday and this whole weekend. You know, all the Leos we're preparing for our birthday. You know, Sunday is Costa's birthday. We want to say happy pre-birthday to Henry Pedro Costa, and then Boy Kamara, your birthday too is coming up, my man. We just all on the scene, huh?
I'm telling you, my own is on the 8th.
Yep.
Which will be on Tuesday. My wife is on the 24th of August, and my sister Mato co-celebrating her birthday on today, and one of our supporters, Mato Gay, also celebrating her birthday on today too. Mato, let me say happy birthday to you, folks, and we want to wish you a special one from the Costa Show team here. So, Darlington, we talk on Monday morning.
We certainly will talk on Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye.